Welcome, everybody, to the Positively Pets Podcast. Say that 3 times fast. I am Jenny Sanders. I'm your host today, along with Maddie Kennedy. And we have two great guests to speak to you today about something that is so near and dear to my heart and so many others, and that is adopting. Adopt, don't shop is always one of my big slogans. And I've heard a statistic, I'm not saying it's the truth, but if 6% of the people who were planning on getting a dog this year would just adopt and not shop, we would clear out the shelters in this country. It's really important to consider going into your local shelters and finding a pet that you can bring home and share your wonderful life with. And today we've got one of the best source experts ever, Dana Kelley, who is the executive director of Lake Norman Humane, and Savi Sanders, who herself is a foster rescue and a foster fail. That's what they call it. Yes. So, and we're so happy she failed because her pets are wonderful. So kick back, enjoy the time with us today. We hope to make a difference for you. And we want to remind you our podcast is sponsored by Pico Pets, picopets.com, where you'll find fantastic supplementation for your own pets at home and the pets you're going to adopt that you're going to run right out and adopt the minute you see this podcast. Okay, Maddie, take us away.
Yeah, thanks, Jenny. I'm really excited for today's conversation because adopting a pet is one of those experiences that can be so incredibly rewarding, but it can also come with a lot of surprises that maybe some people don't know about or don't always expect. To touch on Pico Pets again, as Jenny said, they are our sponsor here today. They're all about helping pets thrive at a cellular level, especially during big life transitions. They have liquid mineral supplements for both dogs and cats, and they're extremely beneficial when adopting a rescue. From supporting relaxation and stress relief to heart health and muscle function and so much more, these highly absorbable minerals truly help support pets from the inside out. So check them out at picopets.com and check out our dedicated podcast page on there as well. Dana,
yes,
I would love to start with the basics, for people who maybe haven't worked closely with a shelter before or don't know much about it. Could you kind of walk us through what an animal shelter like Lake Norman Humane does day to day?
Well, I know for us, they're out there right now finishing cleaning up from overnight's festivities. It's the morning is the messiest time of the day for us, but we have volunteers. We're mostly volunteer based. We have about 9 staff members, but we have somebody here from 8 a.m. to about 9 p.m. So generally our morning starts with cleaning, lots of messes. Believe it or not, the cats sometimes are the worst. And getting everybody fed and happy and outside and just settled. It's always funny to me. You come in, around 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock when we open, and they're just, the dogs especially, are kicked back, just, living their best life, waiting to be served, waiting for the next volunteer to come in and take them out. But it is controlled chaos because they're very demanding. The cats and the dogs both get out every 2 hours. We make sure that they get out of their cages and they get out into the yards or for walks, or they take field trips to the park, things like that. So it is a very busy day, but again, we can only take in as many animals as we have volunteers, so we depend on them a lot. And then at the end of the day, it's getting them fed again, tucked in, and off to sleep, and they know their schedule. It's funny. Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Wow, that's great.
But yeah, we stay busy.
That's awesome. Do you think that you run into like a lot of common misconceptions that people have about shelters, or maybe reasons that they hesitate to adopt?
I think part of the problem, or part of the hiccup, is just getting them in the building. A lot of people, a lot of the comments I hear is people just don't want to come in. They don't want to see it. They feel too bad. They can't leave them here. They don't want to see it. And I will say for us, yes, it is not an ideal environment for a dog to live or cat to live out their life in a shelter. But we have tried to make it colorful, bright, not drab, energetic, calm when it needs to be. So I try and encourage them like, hey, come on, just come in, take a look. I'll take you around. You'll see everybody's happy. Everybody's good. And then I think the other misconception probably is that animals that are in rescue are broken.
Yeah.
And yes, that is true. There are a lot of broken animals here, but without any doubt, they are cared for very well here.
Yeah.
And we get them emotionally, back to feeling good. We get them physically, nutrition wise, back to health. So much of that goes hand in hand. And then we have a lot of activities, especially not just for the dogs, believe it or not, cats can be mental too. Like they like to do their thing. Oscar, who I mentioned earlier, is staring at me through my window. He is one of our long-term cats. And he just was shutting down. So we brought him in here and he just has come out of his shell. So for me to show people, we do a lot of video and to be like, here's how he was, here's how he is now. But yes, we have a lot of animals here that are broken, but we have seen the transition that they make just with us. And if people give them time in the home, they will make amazing pets. Really.
Yeah.
But those are the two biggest things: getting people in the door and letting them understand that these guys are not broken. They can be fixed.
Yeah, that's, great topics to touch on. I think sometimes people can create assumptions about shelter pets that just aren't accurate. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So if someone, is watching today who's never adopted before, hasn't really looked into it much, but they might be interested, what does that process actually look like for you guys? Because I feel like sometimes there's a misconception where people think they can just walk in and point at a pet and take it home,
There is a lot of that. It makes us a little cautious because if somebody comes in, they're like, I saw a German Shepherd posted and I just want them. And we're like, you haven't even met the dog. Like, how do you know? Just based on looks is red flag for me. But anyways, we are open Tuesday, Wednesday to the public from 12 to 7, Friday, 12 to 7, Saturday, 11 to 4. They can come in. They could not even know what they want, or they could just want to come take a look and just get a feel for it. We have wonderful adoption counselors that will walk them through the building, cats or dogs, whichever, or both if they want to see. And we do more of a conversational type interview, more than a real big application. And people tell us a lot, which helps us match them up with what we think is appropriate. We kind of get some heat for it sometimes, but we are not afraid to say no if we don't feel like it's a good fit. So if I'm listening to what they're saying and I know this dog or cat and it's not a match, we will just say we are comfortable with this adoption. Additionally, we make if they're adopting a dog and they have other dogs in the home, we require a meet and greet to make sure that is a good match as well. We don't want problems. And if it doesn't work the first time, we always invite them to come back another time. Let's try it again. So they would come through, we would do meet and greet out in the yard, and see how the interaction is between the dog and the people. We pay attention to the ages of the children, and we just watch. There's a lot of observation. How do they react when the dog comes up to them? Does it make them squeamish? Are they over the top? Are they too much for this dog? Give them a little bit of space. We do a lot of coaching and counseling. But if it's a match, then we do the adoption right then. So we will take them up front. We will go ahead, fill out the paperwork. We will go through all the things. We will send them on their way, get the dog loaded up, the cat loaded up, and off they go. So we do same day adoptions if we feel it's a good fit.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay.
When I lost my soul dog, well, I've had 16 soul dogs, but my most recent soul dog that I lost.
These are all the ones from behind me.
That's right. I knew I just had to have another dog right away.
Yeah.
I just couldn't not do that. We have a Aussie lady.
Oh,
We brought her over.
yeah.
So that we could do a meet and greet with a puppy that I had seen online because I was on the website looking, and I really wanted to go to Lake Norman Humane. And it was so funny because the dog was not interested in us at all. Not at all. And wasn't interested in Lady at all. And was just kind of so indifferent. And I just thought, wow, is that a sign or what? And it turned out great because that dog actually went home with their perfect person. And I went on and found my perfect dog through another rescue. So it's perfect when it doesn't work out, right?
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yes. And I'm okay with that. Like, when we do events, we take dogs with us. Cats don't love it, but we take dogs with us, and I will not do an on-site adoption because to me it's impulsive and you might have regrets, and then that dog ends up coming back. So if someone sees an animal at an event, we're like, let's go back to the rescue, or let's schedule you to come back to the rescue. Let's do a proper meet and greet. Let's see if you feel the same way, you know, because people do get impulsive I'm one of those people. So we really try to advocate for the animal and what's the best fit, what's going to make them the happiest, what's going to give them the best life.
That's right.
That's good. It's funny when they're indifferent like that. Like you would think that they'd be like, oh my God, I have a friend. I have a, you know, some dogs, I swear, just want to stay here. Like they're just like, put us back in. Like we just want to live here.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, that's cool. And we went down to Turks and Caicos many years ago, 2014, to see the pot cake place.
Yes.
Their whole adoption thing. And that when I was telling them, you know, we were coming and everything, we were coming in December, and they said, now, just so you know, we do not do any Christmas adoptions.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You're going to go home and fly out of this country, and we did not have, and this, we found it just doesn't work. So it is great that when they don't allow things like that, you know the limits of the dogs and they know the limits of the people. And like you say, Christmas time, they're impulsive, they're away from home, and they think it's going to be great. But really having that dog is a lifetime commitment.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yes. We sometimes I feel like we almost try and talk people out of an adoption because I just want them to understand like what they're getting into. And, you know, for most people it's great, but you know, when you get that college student that comes in and they want I'm like, but do you really want a puppy? Like, do your parents want the puppy? Because that's what's going to happen. Your parents are going to end up with a puppy. So it is a lot of counseling, because I tell them all the time, we advocate for the animal. I am not worried about the human's feelings. We advocate for the animal and what is best for the animal. And it's not always a popular opinion, but I can live with myself that way. I couldn't live with myself just putting a dog in a situation because we need more room.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. And so if we get a hurt feeling and some negative social media, I'll be okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's always the animal. And we always go back to that. If there's something, I'm like, for the animal, what is that going to look like? And if it's not good, we say no. Yeah.
That's the way you got to do it. That is the way. Yeah, so much respect. And if you run out of room, you have fosters, right?
So yes, we have a great foster program right now. We started as not really having one. And then because our feeling was like, well, if they're not here, then people aren't going to see them. And then we ended up finding out that, hey, like we can take some medical cases, we can take some behavior cases, we can take more of them if we have willing fosters, because we can put them in the home where they can be in a quiet environment to heal or to learn or just whatever they need in a home. And it allows us, obviously, every time one of our animals goes into foster, it allows us to say yes to one coming here to the rescue. And we are part of a challenge right now through Pedigree for finding more fosters. So between May 1st and July 31st, it's called the Foster 50 Challenge. It's for grant money. So we're just collecting data, trying to get more fosters and seeing how that impacts our intake and how many animals get adopted. So we're in the middle of that now, but we don't allow just anybody to come in and be like, I want that one. We have a list of animals that have been here for a long time that may just need a break from the shelter, or we have some that aren't thriving in this environment because it can be a stressful environment. And those are the ones that we want to go into home first.
Yeah.
But then we also get hospice cases. We'll pull from, like, I can't stand a senior dog being in a shelter, a county shelter, to just die there. I can't do it.
No.
We have a lot of senior dogs. We're doing a challenge right now. I'm like, hey, we already have like 6 or 7 super seniors. Let's just do that challenge too. So I'm a sucker for a senior and a hound. So we have them. I can't do it. Like, bring them here. And we have a lot of fosters that'll step up and be like, I'll take that baby, 16 years old and just dumped. That gets me on a whole other subject. But, we need our fosters for a variety of reasons. So it's important. So if you know anyone that wants to foster, just go to our website, fill an application, and we will get you matched up with the perfect fit for your home, your lifestyle. It can be just for a weekend. It could be for a couple weeks, or it could be long-term. So we have lots of options.
Wow, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
That is great.
Seniors are the best.
Oh my gosh. I have a senior too. She's 14.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, Savi, you kind of ended up with a senior, right?
I did. And I'm so glad that I have him. Yeah. Sonny is my senior adopter.
Oh.
And he's just so sweet, and he's just such an angel. It's just kind of funny because I have another dog, but I thought I wanted somebody younger or closer to her age. And this just turned out way better than I could have imagined it. He's just really the best. And it's really surprising sometimes when you think you are looking for something specific, but it turns out to be so much better.
Yeah.
When it isn't.
No, it's true. It's true. Sometimes they pick you.
Yes, absolutely.
Your energies just collide, and this is who I'm meant to have. I love when that happens.
Yes, it's important for the dog to pick the person too, I think.
Mm-hmm. It is. Yeah. It is. And it happens. And the cat. Cats are a little sassy. They're funny though. They're funny to watch if you spend a lot of time around the cat. Now, I'm allergic to cats, but I just suffer through. I can breathe, so I'm like, all that happens is I get welts all over the place. I can work through the welts. So I just deal with it.
That's a true animal lover, to be all welted up.
Oh yeah,
right.
Yeah.
No exceptions. Give me the cat.
They've got makeup for that.
And allergy pills. Yeah.
Yep. Oh, so many allergy pills. Flonase. Thank God for Flonase.
Right. That's right.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, Savi, I know you and Sonny had quite a journey. Can you tell us a little bit about when you first got him? What condition was he in?
I was a foster for a couple other dogs before I got Sonny. And the rescue that I was working with, they knew that I had another Pomeranian and that I was potentially looking for another one. And Sonny came through to their rescue and asked if I was available to foster him. And I saw his photo and I was like, my dream is coming true. Yes. And I was living with somebody at the time, and I was just like, oh, look, can we bring this little guy in? Like, he looks so cute. I already knew that I wanted to adopt him. Yeah. So I was, being strategic about it and knew I was going to love him. But I thought he was younger because the photo was like, oh, he's, younger and he's so cute and stuff. And that's just kind of how he came into my life. I met him at the rescue and he was just so tiny. He was skin and bones. I could hold him and you could just feel all of his bones, and it just broke my heart. And they didn't give me much information about him. which is a thing that I am going to look for in the future and would suggest to everybody ask more questions. It didn't deter me, but it definitely would have prepared me better for Sunny's needs. And so he came home to me. You can see in that photo, he's just matted up. He didn't have any hair on his back or on the end of his tail. He was very timid, really shy, but I could see in him that he was just full of love and really, really needed a lot of TLC, and I was willing to do it. And that little after photo is him. I think, goodness.
He's precious.
Yeah, thank you. He is wonderful. I can't remember when that after photo was taken, but I think maybe it was about 8 months to a year after I first adopted him that he just started to grow his hair back. And yes. So these are my 2 dogs, Sugar and Sunny, together. Sugar is the first dog that I had, and they just get along really well and just totally mesh in a way that I wasn't expecting. And of course, like I said, I had fostered him first, and that was really important to see their dynamic together before genuinely making the decision, because of course, Sugar was my dog first. I want to make sure that she's okay and she was safe, and I want the best for Sunny as well. So if that wasn't going to work out with them, it would break my heart, but it would work out in the end for all of us involved.
Yeah.
So he's just been wonderful, and I have had him it'll be 3 years in August, and I can't believe it's gone so fast.
Savi brought Sunny to our house to visit right after she had gotten him, and she said, "Look," and he's only like 5 or 6, and I'm like, "Really?"
No.
And she said, "Well, that's what they said," and I said, "I don't think so, honey." But it's
yeah. That's not even a close guess, I don't think.
That's right. But the most important thing is he really got such a huge second chance at life.
Oh, yeah.
And he is totally rejuvenated. I mean, just, and of course he does take the products too. I mean, the Pico Pets products are part of his regimen, and Savi's done such a great job with him. But yeah, it's amazing to be able to do that for another living being, right?
There's no better reward than when we see alumni or some of our more severe cases that come in get healthy. And I'm always fascinated with, sometimes we don't always know their background. Sometimes they're found as a stray or whatever. Sometimes it's easier for me mentally to not know their background. They got away. I choose to just believe that. But for me, there's no better reward than to see them happy and healthy. But there's no bigger responsibility that I feel than making sure they find the right home. And sometimes people disappoint. And when we get an animal back that was either dumped at another community shelter or county shelter rather, and I see them in bad shape, like I take that very personal. That's the hardest part for me. It's like, I feel so responsible to get these guys in the best home. And sometimes people behind the scenes don't appear as they were in person. So sometimes that's tough, but he looks fabulous. That's like the best case scenario right there.
Yeah. While we're talking about adoption, obviously, I'd love to just show, a few of the pets that are currently up for adoption at Lake Norman Humane.
Yes. Look at that.
Some of the little doggies. They're all so precious.
So Miley and Honey came from St. Thomas. So we work with St. Thomas Humane Society down there. And if they're ever sending animals back up to the States, they ask us if we can take some. So those 2 have been with us from St. Thomas. We actually just got 3 more from St. Thomas. And then on the bottom there, Lumiere and Britches, they were dumped at Davidson College right before our first super cold night that we had. We had those 2 nights that were like near. And so somebody found them. I'm like, just take him to the rescue. We'll at least get him in overnight. But they recently just found a home.
Oh, wow.
Great.
Were they a bonded pair or did they go separately?
So they were a bonded pair, but it's interesting because Lumiere had entrophian where his eyelid goes in and like rubs on his eye. So we took him in to get that fixed, and they were like, hey, he's got so many wrinkles that we actually have to do a facelift first, which I have never heard in my whole life. I mean, he's a Shar-Pei, like he's supposed to have wrinkles.
Right.
Like, if we do this surgery, it's not going to work. We have to do the facelift first. So that dude had a full facelift.
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
he had a scar across his head. And then once that healed, he had his eyes fixed. But at that time, during that time, we had him healing in a foster home.
Mm.
And we were able to see the two of them become independent.
Yes.
And another foster fail ended up adopting Lumiere. So he ended up with his foster, and then Britches just got adopted as well. So they ended up being totally fine without each other. And then you see Barney. That's one of our senior guys. I pull hounds out of Virginia, West Virginia. They're very mistreated there. So Barney's a senior hound. And in a case like him, hounds are loud. Barney is a talker. I have a red tick-coon hound who tests my patience. So I get it for people. But once they get used to their environment, wow. I mean, it's one of my favorite breeds. I love a hound. Harper's the same way. She's a hound mix. But Simon, Simon actually is coming in today, hopefully to go to new foster or get adopted.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, Sprite. We're trying to find a home for Sprite. Yeah, that's so fantastic to see these guys.
Yeah. That's
Yes,
so
that is
great.
awesome.
Yeah.
Some of the kitties too.
So Oscar is the one that's staring at me.
Yeah.
He actually moved higher in his condo. It's open, but he's just laying in there so that he could see me. He's been here over 100 days.
Wow.
Puff is next to him. Iceman. Look at all these guys. They're great. I think Green Bean got adopted. Snow White, Jackie Frost, and Iceman came from my neighborhood. Somebody, as is a problem, was feeding the cats but not fixing them. So it developed this colony that was causing some issues in the neighborhood. So we were able to capture them and get them fixed and microchipped. And they actually turned out to be quite nice cats. So they are still here. Yeah, that doesn't always happen. But two of those were females that we were able to get because they were just breeding. And I talked to the guy, just you either have to stop feeding them or you have to fix them. Yeah. And really the community stepped in. I think we were able to get 7 of the 10 overall. The other ones went back into the colony successfully, but we have to, follow the rule of if you feed them, you fix them, because it's kitten season is out of control right now.
Right. Yeah.
Well, but these are all great cats.
And that's so perfect that we're coming close to wrapping up, but I do want you to talk a little bit about the spay neuter clinic there at Lake Norman Humane. I know it's just talking about if you foster, I mean, if you feed them, you have to fix them. And I have a friend who's involved in feral cat rescue. Yeah. That's her commitment. It's a big issue in this area. Yeah, big issue, and you're solving it. So tell us a little bit about that.
So that is true. I mean, we just took in 21 kittens 2 nights ago. It was supposed to be 2. We ended up with 21. And people always think they're doing a good thing by feeding them. And you are, but you have to fix them. Or you have a problem, and then disease, all kinds of things. And there is a place for feral cats. They still need to be fixed and vaccinated, but there's a place for feral cats in the community. I mean, it's not that big of a deal if it's handled properly. So just because it's we don't advocate our cats to be outdoors because that's just our policy. We don't want any of our cats that are adopted to become outdoor cats.
Right.
Shortens your lifespan for tons of reasons.
Right.
But with our spay neuter clinic now, again, it's going to open mid-August. It's called the Giving with Grace Spay Neuter Clinic at Lake Norman Humane. Giving with Grace is a wonderful foundation that supports many different nonprofits in the area. So they are our title sponsor for back there. But we will be not only using it to spay, neuter, microchip, do dentals, vaccinate, our animals here on site, but it is also going to be all of those services offered to the public. Wow. You don't have to be a member or a resident of Iredell County. You can be a private citizen. You can be another rescue. You can be any of those things. And we're going to try and keep the cost as low as possible so that it's more affordable for everybody to get their animals spayed, neutered, vaccinated. Microchipping is so important. Mm-hmm. And those dentals are also very, very important.
Wow. That is awesome.
So can't wait. It's been fun watching that construction take place back there.
And real quick, wrap up question for Savi and one for Dana. But Dana, for you, I'm just going to ask, how did you get started in this?
Well, I had always wanted to be involved in rescue. I just didn't know when or how that was going to happen. My background is I had restaurants in California. I came to North Carolina, became a teacher while my kids were in school. Once my kids got into high school, they didn't really need me anymore, and I needed something to do. I had stopped teaching at that time. So I started volunteering here when they opened 10 years. They opened here in 2019. This year's our 10-year anniversary, but they opened this location in 2019. I started as a dog volunteer, and I came every morning, 8 o'clock, 5 days a week. And that's how it started. They had some turnover with staff, and I'm like, what can I do to just keep it going? Like, I just want to keep the volunteers happy and keep dogs going. And there was, at that time, and there was only 3 people here, and COVID hit. Ooh. Which, yes. So there were 3 of us that kind of worked ourselves through COVID. We slowly let some volunteers come in. And I think I just ended up being that person that was just always here and just wanted to see things keep going. Never at my age did I think that I was going to be working harder than I have in my whole life, but it's for such a good cause that I still, as tired as I am and as emotional as it is, every day I get up and I'm like, to a fault, like, because they have to push me. Like, allegedly, I'm going to try and be off 2 days in a row, which is tomorrow and Sunday. And I'm like, well, I'm really going to work from home. And they're like, would you stop? Like, take a minute, you know? But yeah, I just was the one that was always here. And like I said, we were talking earlier that my dream was always to get to a place where the people we had on staff were so dedicated that, you know, you don't make money here, so you have to do it for the love of the animals. And we have the most cohesive staff that I've ever had here. And they've been here multiple years too. So I just love it. Like, I love it. Out of all the things I've done, my kids are upset because I don't have time for them anymore. I'm like, remember, you didn't have time for me either. So the animals get all my time now. But yeah, that's it. Just started volunteering, awesome. And here I am living the life.
Well, there's 1,000 life lessons in there, right?
Oh gosh. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, 1,000, but you know, find a need and fill it comes to mind, right? You just saw the need, you filled it, and you just kept going, and you goes to the grindstone, didn't look up. You know,
like I said, I had no idea how to get involved. I just was like, let's just start wherever I can start, and it worked out.
Yeah, so that's fantastic. And I know you're treasured in your organization. I've seen it many times.
Thank you.
At fundraisers and, you know, the flowers and just the true admiration. You're truly the backbone of that organization. They're so happy to be on our podcast. Maddie, do you have a final for Savi?
I mean, Savi, like, what would your advice for anyone watching be about like going into fostering, or thinking about adopting like a senior pet like Sunny, for example?
Okay, well, I can absolutely answer that. Dana, first of all, I just want to tell you that is so inspiring. Really, just to start anywhere at any age, and the impact you've made is just really amazing.
I appreciate that.
Yes, absolutely. I really just want to thank you for that. And you're inspiring to other people like me.
Thank you.
Because I'm an animal lover myself, and I decided, like, I can't stand this anymore.
Yes.
I need to do something. And if not me, then who?
Yeah. I say that all the time. If not us, who? Yeah.
Yes. So thank you for all of that.
Thank you.
And I would say to anybody who is maybe considering adopting, I say this to my friends who I've seen shop for a dog, and I have said, well, I know they say, well, I'm looking for a specific breed. That breed is going to be in rescue. You just need to be patient.
Absolutely.
They will be there. And so to anybody who's considering it and they're like, oh, but I want a specific breed or I want a puppy, it's like they are there. Just be patient. And truly it will be the most rewarding thing you ever do. And you'll never go back. And you'll want to do more. And you'll make a difference. You know, when you foster, you are saving essentially 2 lives. You take one out of the shelter to have one be placed in there.
Yeah.
So,
I would venture to say 3 lives because people don't realize how much that animal gives to the person.
Oh,
Yeah.
Good point.
So very true.
Yeah, it's so true. I mean, it's just true.
So very true. And just getting involved even in the smallest way. There's things like staycations or Dana, I'm wondering if you guys offer like dog walking, if you ever let volunteers come in and walk the dogs.
If you are already an established volunteer and have gone through like our orientation, we have Doggy Day Out. So we have signups for that. So our volunteers can just sign them out and take them for a walk, and they tell us the time frame and bring them back in. It's very successful. It's been very, very good for our dogs.
That's great. So anybody who is considering just maybe starting somewhere, or you're a little bit scared, starting small, that's good. And definitely do your research, because it's really about the animal at the end of the day.
Definitely.
That's right.
But it's truly the best thing you can ever do, and you'll never go back.
It's true. It's very true.
And you may never go home in Dana's case.
That is very true. That is very true. I am here a lot. And it's gala time, so we're already planning for the fundraiser in October. So, it gets intense. It gets intense around here.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, this has been so much fun. And it makes me want to quit my job and go.
Come on, let's go.
I already help animals, but I probably need to keep my job. But it's just so inspiring. We hope we've inspired you to consider Adopt, Don't Shop. We hope we've inspired you to just go in. I'll tell you what, walk into your local shelter and thank the people who are there for the work that they do. You don't even have to go back and look at the animals. Look at the people in their face and say, thank you so much for being here for these distressed animals that are part of our community. They are souls on this planet, and they are there in service to them. So go in and say thank you. Walk a dog, love a cat, and do something fantastic that'll make you feel good. Like Dana says, you save 3. And I think that's fantastic. Just fantastic. Our episode, again, sponsored by picopets.com. Please join us in providing health for your pets. You can also make it a gift for somebody that you care about. And I think that's a wrap up, right, Maddie? Anything else we got to talk about?
No, I think that's it. I mean, if anyone watching has any questions or any future topics they want us to discuss, you can leave a comment under this video, or you could go to picopets.com and go to our podcast page there and let us know what you want us to talk about.
Very good. Do we have the URL for Lake Norman Humane that we can put up one more time? Or do we have the little pets and things? Do we have that? There it is.
normanhumane.org.
There it is. So be sure to check them out and be looking for that spay neuter clinic. Even if you're in North Carolina, it seems like they're going to help you out. So that's pretty wide reach. That's awesome, Dana.
Yeah.
Thank you again, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Heart.
Yes. Oh, look at that.